The things that you want to do least, the things that you're avoiding the most, are often the things that you need to do to have the greatest breakthrough. Something that I see very often with people is that they resist what they need to do to achieve their results with their health and fitness. So ask yourself, how long have you been resisting that thing that in your heart you really know you need to be doing? When the car was invented, a lot of people said they'd rather a faster horse. When the computer was invented, a lot of people said that they prefer typewriters because computers took them too long to use. There's a learning curve with everything involved. There's always going to be a period of time where you feel very uncomfortable doing something that you're not doing. And I want to talk to you today about the importance of embracing that discomfort to have massive growth, because this is something that I see a lot with people in coaching. I've been a coach now for over 20 years. And, you get people coming in that really want a result with their body. They want change. And when you tell them what they need to do, people are often really resisting it. An example that I see, that I see quite often is people that have lower back pain. And when we write them a program that includes squatting and deadlifting, they say, no, I don't want to squat. I don't want to deadlift. Can I swap it for, recently I had somebody asking if they could swap squats for split squats and swap deadlifts for, I can't even remember what the exercise was. And they're not bad exercises that they're asking for, but in essence what they're asking for is, I don't want to do these new things that make me feel uncomfortable. I'd rather stick with the things that I know and that I'm comfortable with. And the problem with that is that there's very little room, if any room at all, for growth if you just stick with doing the things that you're comfortable with. Because in the example of lower back pain, squatting and deadlifting are two of the best exercises to overcome lower back pain. The problem is that so many people have these really negative experiences with those exercises where, it was the squat or it was the deadlift that caused a flare up in their lower back pain. But the exercise isn't bad. Squatting and deadlifting isn't a bad exercise, and it's very, very good for lower back pain. It's the execution that was bad. And so people associate a squat or a deadlift with a negative experience, and they think that that's something that's bad for them. And there's so many other examples that you could think of. You could insert so many different things. I mean, you could look at investing in the same way. People make bad investments, they lose money, and they get turned off investing. I mean, an example that I can think of is that when my brother Yanni and I started to get into investing in cryptocurrency, I remember back in 2017, which was a period of time where it was quite interesting because it was when we first started investing in crypto, and a lot of people did it as well. And we know people that put $10,000 in, on the run up through crypto in 2017, and then it had this massive crash at the end of 2017. I don't know what it was in US dollars, I think in Australian dollars, but when we put money in, one Bitcoin was about $5,000 or $7,000. It got up to $26,000, and then it crashed down to about $2,000. And we know a lot of people that when it crashed, they pulled their money out and they were completely scorned, and they said, I'm never investing in crypto again. It's a complete scam. And so, that $10,000 that they put in, they were lucky to put $2,000 or $2,500 out. And, if they had have just left that money in there and they had have, stayed in there, you look at the value of crypto now, it's gone up 4 times since then, or actually it's gone up about 5 or 6 times. But even still, even if, if you didn't leave your money in, if you pulled your money out, you lost some, but you just, dusted yourself off and you said, well, I did that wrong, but I'm going to learn how to do this. There's so much money to be made in investing. That's just one example. But the same thing can happen with anything. And we see it time and time again, is that people are really resisting the thing that they need to do the most. I see another example is I see people doing pull-ups where, I get people asking questions a lot. How do I get my chest to the bar with a pull-up? I can do 10 pull-ups, but I can't do a single chest to bar pull-up. And you show them the exercises that they need to do, and they seem really basic. They seem really inferior to the things that they're doing, because these are the same people that can, squat and deadlift huge amounts of weight, and they can bench press more than their own body weight, and they've got a lot of muscle mass, but they can't engage their scapular stabilizers properly. They can't depress and retract their scapula, which is what's going to get their chest up to the bar. And the exercises that you need to be doing, that you need to be working on, it's not just doing one or two exercises that you get thrown into your program. It's doing a completely different program that addresses these weak links. And a lot of people, their ego is just too big for it, and they're not willing to accept that they need to go back to basics for certain things in order to unlock that more advanced movement. This was something that I struggled with myself. I've gone through this in my own experience when I started doing calisthenics training, and I didn't do enough of the groundwork, and I got some really bad injuries from it. And I can assure you that if you're looking at exercises and a program that you've been given, and you're thinking, I don't want to do those exercises because they don't work for me. If you're working with a coach who knows more than what you know, who's walked this path before you, and you're resisting the program that they've given you, thinking that you know how to write it better, I would have a moment and ask yourself, say, why did I work with this coach in the first place? Am I working with this person because I think that I can do it better than them? Or am I working with this person because they know something that I don't know? And that thing that you don't know, or that thing that you've been shown that your ego is defending, that is very often the thing that you really need to do the most. And so this is it's an incredible concept, and it's something that if you can really get inside and really have a look in your life, have a look at the areas where you really, really want growth, and despite your best effort, you just haven't been able to achieve the results that you want. And it doesn't have to just be with health and fitness. There are so many areas in life where this would apply to. And ask yourself, what are you resisting? What is it that you have been shown that somebody has said to you, if you do this, you are going to get that result, but you're just not doing it? And ask it, challenge yourself. Say, is this serving me? Am I moving forward in the way that I want to? Or am I, staying stagnant? Am I staying stuck in this spot where, I'm preventing myself from growth? I'm preventing myself from getting to this next level. Because I've certainly gone through that myself. I've certainly had those experiences. For me, a huge thing that I resisted for many, many, many years was wanting to achieve greatness with my movement training, with my martial arts, or with calisthenics or weights or flexibility or whatever it was. But the thing that I was resisting the most was I wasn't changing my lifestyle. I was still staying up late at night. I was still coming home from work and having a beer or two and sitting down and binging Netflix or whatever it was, staying up late, not getting enough sleep. And then I'd be working hard in the gym. I was pushing myself, but I was always, firing on two cylinders. I wasn't bringing everything to my workouts. I wasn't recovering properly. So even though I was doing the work, I wasn't optimizing my recovery. And recovery is, when the muscle growth really occurs. It's when your body adapts to the work that you've been doing. And I resisted that for ages. There was such a long time that I resisted it. And eventually there was enough of my mentors that were just looking at the way I was doing things and saying, Rad, the one thing that you're not doing is, you're not changing your lifestyle. You're doing all this work. You're pushing yourself. You're going for it, but you haven't changed your lifestyle in a way that is going to, nourish these, your training and give you the results that you want. So have a look at yourself. Have a look at your life. Have a look at the things that you're resisting, and try embracing discomfort. Embracing discomfort is without a doubt one of the first steps that you need to do in order to achieve great change in your life. So in any area that you're looking at and you're thinking to yourself, man, I want to have a breakthrough here. I really want to get to that next level. Have a look at the things that you've been telling yourself, no, I don't want to do that for a long time, and try it. Try it for a month. For 1 month, fully commit to doing the thing that you want to do the least and see what happens. You might be surprised. You might have a huge breakthrough, because in my experience, when it comes to health and fitness, when it comes to reducing pain, when it comes to fixing injuries, you can have an incredible breakthrough in just 28 days when you actually start doing the real work, which is often the stuff that you've been resisting for long enough. So give it a try, report back to me, let me know how you go, and comment on this video. Tell me the things that you feel you're resisting the most. What is it that you're holding yourself back from doing that in your heart you know you should be doing to get those results?